Stampers, this is Sandy McIver from Stamping and Blogging, and I have a fun little project for you today. This is our first project in our Stamp Down to Christmas event that we're having, and this also is a card that is all the rage all over the internet right now. It was recently shared at the Stampin' Up! Regional event in Tacoma, and check this out. Is this cute or what? I have a little tag in here that says who the gift is to. We did a little bit of decorating on the front, and then you open it up and there's a little spot inside here for a gift card. And I did a matching envelope because I wanted to show you that yes, it does fit in one of our standard envelopes. Cool, right? Okay, so I have retooled. I have my Big Shot out, and as you can see from this little card, I used the little delicate doily sizzlet for this little background guy, and I wanted to show you a little trick that I use when I use mine in my Big Shot. As you know, you need to make a sandwich, so this is my multi-purpose platform, and it is on tab number 1 because that's where it says we use all our little sizzlets. And then you need a cutting pad, you need the actual sizzlets die, you need a piece of cardstock that will cover it. This one is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you need another cutting pad on top. And just to make sure that it's going to perforate all those little holes for me so that it's easy for me to push it out, I add an extra sheet of cardstock, okay? It makes it a little bit more difficult to go through the machine, but I have absolutely no problem at all popping these little guys out once it's gone through. And basically all you do is you can just roll this around a pencil and take a quick poke and they will all come out. Isn't that cool? Okay, let me get retooled and we're going to start playing with this card. Alrighty, I'm back and I have one of my favorite tools. Can you guess what it is? When we are working on this, and we're going to be doing a bunch of scoring, and this is my Simply Scored tool from Stampin' Up!, and I need to score from one corner to the opposite corner on this card. And so what we're doing is we're using number 6, the line number 6, but it got really hard to see it down here. So I took something that Stampin' Up! Has in their holiday mini catalog, and it's called the Stamping Dazzle Marker. This is the silver one. There's also a gold one. You can find it on page 19. And I simply went into the groove and I drew a silver line down the center, okay? And it makes it a lot easier for me to see down here when I'm trying to do something like this. And it doesn't damage my machine, my scoring tool, and if you wait about half an hour for it to dry, you won't get this nice little silver thing like I got when I made the first card. So just a heads up there, give it a little time to dry. Okay, so you're going to stick the first corner up into number 6, and you're going to stick the opposite bottom quarter also into number 6, and you're going to use the skinny end of the stylus, and you're going to simply score, that's why they called it that, from the top to the bottom. Okay? And then you're going to fold this in half. Use your bone folder to get this nice and flat. Then you're going to lay it in this way, and you want the flat side, and we're going to do the same measurement as we would on a regular card. You're going to score it at 5 1/2. And now you're going through 2 sheets of cardstock, so this gets a little tough. So bear down on it, especially when you get to the top part here. It likes to jump around, and I'm doing this a couple of times. Okay, and again, you're just going to fold it. Hopefully your corners are going to line up, and again, burnish it really well with your bone folder. There we go. There's the first part. I'm going to move my scoring tool out of the way, and my designer paper that I'm using for this project is from Be of Good Cheer. It's in the big idea book and catalog, and I wanted to add just a little bit to the card. And where's the piece I want? Okay, I think I cut this the wrong way. Okay, I'm going to leave that little faux pas in there because I went and got a new piece of paper, and this has happened to me a couple of times, and so I want to show you what I did. Okay, this is the 2x5 piece of the designer paper, and I popped it into my cutter and I cut it that way. And you'll notice that it doesn't fit. It fits if I turn it over and it fits nicely on there like that, but that's not the side I wanted, okay? So that's why I'm bringing this to your attention, because when you put it in your cutter, make sure you're going top right corner to bottom left corner. If you go top left to bottom right, you're going to mess up just like me, and you're going to be looking at the other side of your designer paper. And you know, we have beautiful designer paper, but sometimes, depending on which cardstock you're playing with, it doesn't match very well, like in this case. Okay, so this is what you do, okay? Now, I'm going to move this out of the way. Hey, it fits! Okay, so I'm just going to add some snail quickly to the back of this little guy. And he gets attached to this front piece. And then you open it up. And the second piece, if you don't have it all mixed up with everything else that's going on here, bad and good. Got my old pieces mixed up with my new pieces. When you mess up bad, don't you? Funny. All right. So then you're just going to pop that little guy in there like that. Now to close this, you need to put a little bit of sticky strip somewhere. I'm just looking for the end of my sticky strip. So it doesn't really matter where, but pick a spot and add some of your sticky strip. And you want to be on one of these inside curves where it is folded, okay? It stays together pretty well by itself, but this just helps it along a little bit. And you want to make sure that you don't have a little overhang piece like I did right there. There we go. Now that will keep it nice and closed for me. And again, I'm going to burnish it down really well. Okay. So I have that piece started. And I have my doily, and the next thing that I need is my 3-inch square piece of the designer paper, and I'm using my scallop circle punch, and this is the 2 3/8 scallop circle, and that's going to get layered on top of there. And then I have the little guy, and let me just show you. I'm going to hold this up. Do you see how he's done in quite a few different colors? I just want to quickly show you how I did that. So what I did was, this stamp set is a new one for me, and I love it. It's called No Peeking. And I think you might be seeing a couple of projects done for the Countdown to Christmas with this. So if you have an order form sitting there and you're wondering what to order, I would recommend this one. Okay, so what I did was I took my markers and I just quickly colored with my markers around. And this is Baja Breeze, so I'm just doing the outline of his little body. And then I took the black and I did his little hat and his little eyeballs and his little buttons down this front. Then I took my gumball green and I did his little scarf. And then I have, I'm not used to this color yet, Primrose Petals. And I did his little mitts and his little booties on both sides. Oh, and his little nose and his little face and his little smile. Almost forgot that. Huff on it. And then stamp it on a scrap of Very Vanilla. And that's how you get that cute little guy. Isn't he sweet? As you know, I've already cut mine out. I won't make you sit through that. And I'm looking for some dimensionals. You're going to pop a dimensional on the top and the bottom of that little guy, and you're going to put 4 dimensionals on the back of this little guy, and you're going to put 4 on the back of this little guy. Okay, flip them over. I'm just pulling the backs off of my dimensionals, and I'm going to attach that one there. And then I got my little snowman dude. I think he's a little boy. He kind of looks like a little boy, doesn't he? I think he's so cute. Okay, so then on the very back, I am again taking the cover off, the protective cover, and I'm going to be attaching this right to the front. Now, if you want to use the pockets, then you don't want to put these two on the top here, okay? Because that way, I'm just going to pull these back for a sec. This would still be open and you would still be able to put something inside if you wanted to, okay? I don't particularly need to, so I'm gluing mine down. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find another piece of cardstock, and I'm going to use the to and from, and this is the little rubber stamp that also comes in the no peeking stamp set, and I'm going to just stamp that on the left side. And then what you can do is you can use your cutter again. I'm just going to pop my cutter in here real quick, and you're going to cut this. Okay? And maybe I should have left a little bit more space, but here's what I did. Here's one piece, and this is 3 by 1. Okay, so that's how long it is to fit in here like this. And then what I did was I took my hole punch. I punched a little hole in the end. Okay, maybe do that first, then you'll have a better job of positioning your stamp. And I added a little 5-inch piece of the bow, the ribbon, that matches the primrose, and this tucks right in here like that. Now isn't that cute? And when you open it, there's a little gift card inside. Pier 1, my favorite store, yippee! Okay, so there's the inside and there's the outside. I'm just going to hold on to that, and then there's how you do this. Little tag tucked inside that little pocket. Now isn't that cute? Thanks for stopping in.